Wait, so we're back with the second beer. And Virginia, why don't you be the first one to talk about it this time?
Okay. Well, this is an entirely different taste sensation than the last beer that we were sampling. This is, it smells very sweet, almost like coffee. And the taste is, it's a little bit creamy and a little bit bitter. I would say it's some kind of stout or porter, maybe a porter. It's just a gentle carbonation. It's cold. I enjoy it. It's a good beer.
Okay,
it's
Dave.
Stout.
It's, yeah, I agree. It's definitely some kind of like a stout or a porter, or maybe a smoked black ale. Maybe it's got a very kind of like a rauch beer almost. Smokiness to it, but it's really sweet and creamy as well. It's almost like a fruit coffee, if that makes sense. It kind of tastes like, you know, if you had kind of coffee and berries together. It's really nice. It's really nice. I really like that.
Okay. Kieran.
Right. Initially, that's kind of, there's not much going on the nose, and then I found out to really get in there, and then it's kind of, oh yeah, now I'm getting sort of dark malts and sort of stouty flavours, but it's really quite light on the palate, but it's really well balanced beer. I'm almost afraid to say it's black because you can be so. It could be a brown ale.
Is your experience from last time scared you a little
it's
bit?
red.
The one with the stack,
the red stout. But where's Mike? Yeah. Right. It could be a brown ale. It could be a light porter, but it's just a lovely balance. It's plenty of flavour. It's not overly bitter. It's not overly sweet. It's nicely hot. I like this beer a lot.
It's very good, isn't it?
I'm kind of going brown ale, maybe a light porter. ABV 5, maybe a little over 5, maybe.
I think it's darker than I think it's the smokiness. I definitely think it's. I'd say it's black.
I'm not really getting smoke from it, but then that I tend to not get smoke off beers that are supposed to be smoked. So.
I'd say you're probably right in the percentage. It's probably between 5 and 6, but I think it's a black beer, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the microphone is in front of you.
Yeah, the initial taste that I'm getting is sweet, which would make me think it's some kind of a porter. But I mean, maybe, yeah, I think it is some sort of a black beer. There's a bitter, lingering aftertaste, and I would say, I'm with you on the ABV around 5%. I would guess.
Since we're talking about ABV, Dave, give us your guess.
I think it's a bit stronger than that. I think it might be closer to 6 than to 5, but it's between 5 and 6, but it's bordering on 6, I'd say.
Kieran?
5.4 for me.
5.4.
Hedge your bets.
Yeah.
Okay. I said last time after the show that I should have a little board where I will just take your guesses and see who's the best taster. I should have done this.
It's not a competition.
It's not a competition, just to add a comical effect to the show. So does this beer just opens up when you have... I mean, you've been testing it for a couple of minutes now?
I loved it to start with. I just really like it. It just works.
I've been so busy just shuffling the microphone around. I haven't had a chance to taste it myself. So, can we agree on the style? Here we go. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Or did you say, can we agree on the style? I would say it's some kind of a black beer. I would guess a porter. It smells of coffee. It's kind of sweet with a bitter aftertaste. Mm-hmm. A little bit creamy in the mouth, but light. Yeah, it's a good whatever it is.
Dave?
I think it's a porter. I think it's a porter. I was kind of pushing towards maybe a black ale or a black IPA or a black pale ale maybe, which a lot of people are trying to push porters as these days, but no, I think it's a porter. I think it's a porter.
Okay. Your Twitter handle is Coffee and Stout or something like this?
Stout and ale.
Okay.
Stout
so
and ale.
for you, can you describe us describe for us the difference between a porter and stout?
Well, it's a very open-ended question. I mean, you can. I mean, if you want to go back to the traditional way of doing it, it's supposed to be, most people, if it's nitroed, then most people will call it a stout.
Mm-hmm.
If it's carbonated, most people will call it a porter. If it's very heavy, they'll probably call it a porter. But the stronger it is, people call it a stout. It's very hard to. I mean, Pete Brown tried to determine the difference in his book 3 Sheets to the Wind a couple of years ago, and he couldn't. So if Pete Brown can't do it, I definitely don't think I can do it.
Okay. So you say porter?
I think so, yeah.
Kieran, you want to commit?
Yeah, I kind of hedging between a dark brown ale and a porter. For me, I've used the term porter / stout because the way the terms have been used.
Potato, butter.
Well, no, I mean, I think traditionally there was a difference, but the way the terms have been used by manufacturers over the years, there are. If you try and define what one is, you'll find an example that will buck that rule.
Exactly.
So to me, the terms are almost meaningless. Like we just call them black ales or something.
Black beer.
So would you call a black ale a porter and a stout? Or a
So
stout
sit
and a
again
porter?
on the microphone.
Oh, hi. So are you saying that you'd call porter, stout, and a black ale kind of, they would be just interchangeable terms?
Well, you see, I think originally a stout was like a bigger porter. It was stout porter.
Mm-hmm.
You porter and then stout was like a ramped up version of that. But the way, you can get 10% really heavy beers that are called porters and get, really light 4.3% beers that are called stouts. So to me, the differentiation is kind of meaningless.
Mm-hmm.
You want to add something, Virginia?
No, well, I guess the way that I had always understood it, perhaps naively, is that it was the malt used. I always pictured a porter to have kind of a lighter malt and a stout to be a darker, more well-roasted malt. But like I said, I am a novice.
That would traditionally have been the case.
Okay.
And a lot of people will still use that to describe them. But then, you just always find, particularly some of the American breweries, like make what they call porter, and you're kind of going, this is a stout. It just is.
Mm-hmm.
It's big, it's malty, but you're right. Typically, a porter would have a lighter malt bill and lighter mouthfeel, usually lower in alcohol as well. But I don't think that's any longer the case.
Well, the more that I taste this beer, I'm starting to change my mind. I know I was saying that I believe it's a porter, but now I'm starting to believe it might be like a black ale or something even a bit lighter than a porter.
Why would you say that?
I think because of the mouthfeel, it feels a bit lighter than most stouts that I would be used to drinking in this country.
It kind of tastes like the Founders, the breakfast stout. Almost the mouthfeel is the same as the Founders one, the American company.
Mm-hmm.
It's got that kind of definitely got definitely coffee more than anything else off that.
The Founded Breakfast, is that the oatmeal stout?
Oatmeal stout, yeah.
Ah.
Oatmeal. I think they've got a dose of coffee as well.
Do you think there's coffee in it?
I don't think there's coffee in it. No, I think
It's just coffee profile.
yeah. It's delicious. I think this is one of the best beers I've tasted all week.
I think we're all agreed on that. It's just a really well balanced,
beer.
nicely made beer. Yeah.
And I would lay money it's one of the beers I discounted. I said no, I won't drink that when I was inside in the beer house last week. And I bet you it's a beer that I refused when Dave offered it to me.
Mm. Come on.
You want to find out what it is?
Yeah.
It's killing me now. Come on.
Okay, remove your blindfold.
Huh.
Yes.
What is it?
It's not
Please,
black.
a glass on the table.
It's brown.
It's brown, yes. It's even...
Wow.
It's my best week ever.
Yes, I do want you.
There's a lot
I
going
think you've
on
got
with
holes
that.
cut in your
Wow.
blindfold or something, Kieran, because jeepers.
So can you...
Like,
just
the
before I
last
reveal the
time I was
beer...
here, I swore blind
Just-
that a red beer was a stout. So I'm just very cautious about this kind of thing.
Just before we reveal the beer, you said 5.4, you said 5, and you said
About 5.8, I think.
5.8. It is 4.6. So once again, Virginia,
Really?
yes.
Whoa. That's
Yes.
fantastic.
And the beer is Jack Cody Blackjack.
I've never heard of
Cream
it.
Stout.
I have
I
heard
have
it. I've
never
tasted it.
even heard of
It's a
it.
fairly new brewery. I had them on the show. I interviewed the brewer Kevin 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay, it's interesting. They're calling it a stout, but
I think it's only the
It's
third
brown.
release.
I mean,
It is
That
brown.
to me
no,
is
it's
brown beer.
It is brown, yeah. Jeepers, it is.
but I'm not even aware of. I think I've heard of Jacko, but didn't know anything about the beer.
I've heard of them on Twitter or whatever, but that's
somebody there knows how to make beer.
they do.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool label as well. Just if you're
Yeah.
going to be sold by labels, definitely a cool label.
Just because
It's okay. I want to fix it.
I wasn't swearing, I promise.
That's okay.
Silence your phone.
Okay. Sorry. Well, you were rudely interrupted.
I was just saying that, sometimes you can be sold. I mean, I can be sold by just even looking at the label and thinking, geez, this is, that looks pretty cool. They put enough effort into the label. Hopefully they put as much effort into the beer. Definitely. So you see some beers,
And they did.
they did. I think, that's the best beer I've had in a while. The last time I had a stout as good as that was the Left Hand Milk Stout Nitro when I was in Chicago about 3 months ago. It was phenomenal, and this is as good a stout as that was.
Trust, I wouldn't call this a stout. I've no.
It's a
Ultimately, It
4.6.
doesn't really matter what a beer is called.
Yeah.
It's how it tastes is what matters. But to me, it's a much lighter mouthfeel than
Yeah.
a stout. It's a much lighter colour than a stout. But
What would you
so
call
what?
it?
It's as heavy
Call
as
it
a stout.
brown
though.
ale, or it's maybe like a Scotch heavy or something. It's a dark ale. But I mean, stout is a dark ale. It's usually a black ale. But
No, I don't have to shuffle the microphone between you because, of course, also the person who's supposed to help me do the show is not here either. I get a chance to taste it, and yes. Yes.
Is that your first time tasting that one as well, Alan?
Yes.
It's fantastic.
Yes. I never, and it's my first Jack Cody. On top of that, I had seen the bottles before. I had seen it on I'm on so many beer forum and beer page on Facebook and whatever you call it. But I had never seen the beer in person, and it's the first time I actually tasted. And I'm actually quite surprised because I did read a review today on the internet about this beer, and the guy was quite sanguine about it. He didn't like it at all, and we have a completely different opinion about this beer. And you said this is the best beer you've had in 3 months.
I think so. This and the Metal Man can. I think Metal Man have done a very impressive job with their can beer, but this is probably the best stout I've had in 3 months.
How would you describe it, Alan?
It's definitely there's this creaminess from the oatmeal. Light roasted coffee. I don't think there's that much coffee in it, but
Is there coffee in it, yeah?
maybe a little bit, yes. It probably comes from the roasted malt. I don't think they actually put coffee in it, but the roasted, depending on much roasted malt that they put, brings this.
It's definitely a beer to enjoy with some with a steak maybe or something like that. It's definitely
Yeah.
a red meat beer.
Yes.
nice mature cheese.
Yes.
Nice hard cheese with that would be lovely.
Some manchego with some brown bread maybe in that.
Stout is not my go-to. If you put a line of beers up, the chance are I won't go for the stout. But this is
Same here.
This is just lovely. It's just
But-
really, really nice.
And just like the lager and the stout, I don't like to go beer, but sometimes I get to taste one that actually make me think that maybe just open your mind a little more.
Yeah, the blindfold experience offers a whole new taste sensation. I highly
Isn't
recommend
it?
it to all the listeners at home. This is really fun.
I'm actually kind of jealous that I have to be on this side and pour the beer because I would love to experience it as I feel it.
Maybe some week we'll turn the tables literally.
Yes, yes.
Well, you've been here so much now, you can probably do all that over there. And
With a bit of help, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
where are they based? Where is Jack Cody based? That's
In Drogheda, it's above Dublin.
Drogheda. Oh, okay, that's.
Really? In Drogheda?
Yeah.
Did you buy that locally, or did you get that sent? Did they send-
And delivered to me.
Really?
Yes. All the beers actually for this show were and delivered. Every single one of the brewer came and delivered the beer.
That's definitely what I'll be pestering Michael and Bradley's. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that's definitely what I'm going to pester Michael and Bradley's to bring in because that's.
I think you can find them at
At the Abbott?
Abbott's.
Okay, brilliant.
I
Could we
think
see
I've
the bottle again?
Sure.
So what do you have on it? It's like a cantankerous mountain goat.
Goat, and it's the
Yeah.
year of the goat as well.
All right, it's an auspicious beer to be drinking this year.
Yeah.
Apparently,
That's pretty cool.
it is. It's a nice label. It's silver and white in a big brown bottle.
What I like about it, even before tasting the beer, is that if you were to see that on a beer shelf, you will definitely notice and pick it up. And
Your eye is definitely drawn to it.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a great looking bottle. It's nice.
And the more you look, it's almost like a Grateful Dead album cover, because the more you look at it, the more I didn't notice that they were hops first. I thought they were like laurel wreaths or something. They're actually hops intermingling as
Hops
well.
and wheat.
Yeah,
Yeah, hops and grain.
that's a great bottle.
I think it's only their third release. They're gonna kill me because I interviewed them 3 weeks ago. But they started just. I think they started. The first release was the RDS last year, and they've done 2 more. Well, the first one was a Pilsner, and the second one was an Amber Ale. And all very sessionable, about between 4.5% and 5%, and then this is the third or fourth one.
Well, based on that, I'd definitely try their other beers. I mean, that's if they can do that with Stout, then at that percentage, then definitely, I'd be interested in trying the other two as well, just to see what they're like.
Guys,
Stout, inverted